Hi guys, welcome back. This is Tarun again, back with another fitness video for you folks. So today I want to talk about something very important which will come in handy to all of you. So what are we talking about? First of all, before I begin, I want to give you a situation. Let's say you and your friend, you join a gym at the same time, and after about 3 months, your friend, he gets all the results, right from, his, hypertrophy, right from his growth, adding an inch to his arm, and, losing that, fat from his waist. But you, on the other hand, remains pretty much the same, but you haven't made the same gains as he did. So what could be the reason? No, and I'm talking about he didn't take any supplements just like you did, nothing. I'm just talking about training split. You both followed the same training split, but why did he get results and you didn't? Do you know the reason? And this is exactly what I'll be discussing in this video, guys. I'm talking about training intensity, how you can get the best results out of your training. That's why exactly your friend got all the gains, because his training intensity was good. So are you ready? Let's go. So what exactly is training intensity? Training intensity is a very confused subject around the bodybuilding and the fitness industry, guys. Intensity is nothing but your concentration, your power, your strength all put together. What do you do in the gym? So that's what intensity is, the amount of weight you can lift. Now, if you were to go to the gym with the intent, I want to just train, you're not going to get any results, guys. So I'm going to share some tips with you how you can increase your training intensity so that you get the best out of your training and you get the best result. The time you spend in the gym, it could be 45 minutes to 1 hour to 1.5 hours. So what exactly you really need to do? Point number one, this is something that I've always told you, and I'm going to still tell you that again, guys. You got to learn to lift heavy. You can't just probably go and think that I'm just going to go lift some light weights, or because I'm tired, or just like any excuse for that matter. You got to learn to lift heavy, and that is the only way your body is going to respond. And you got to ensure that if, let's say, today is Monday, and you did chest, you got to ensure that whenever there's a next chest session for you, it could be next Monday, or depending on the training split that you're following. If you've lifted about 50 kilos, you have to lift at least 52 to 55 kilos. You have to go up with, in terms of weights with every session of that particular body part, guys. If you can't go 5 kilos up, go 2 pounds up, 3 pounds up, but you have to go up. That's called progression training, guys. If you don't do it, trust me, you're not going to grow. So lifting heavy is number one. Number two, this is something that nobody will tell you. This is something probably not many people actually know. It's called time under tension. Now, I've worked with many bodybuilders, and I've worked with many fitness athletes, and I'll tell you something what they have, like most of us don't. It's the time under tension that they put their muscle in. Remember, you have to put your muscles in great stress for it to grow. But remember, there's a catch here. If you put too much stress on your muscle, chances of you overtraining them are a lot higher, which means you're not going to grow. But you got to have that right blend, that right balance, wherein your muscle will have no other option but to grow. So how much time do you have to actually put for that time under tension? Time under tension is nothing but, for example, if you're doing bicep curl, which means that you have to do that set for bicep curl, for how long? For hypertrophy gains, at least 40 seconds. And I'm going to share one number with you. 3-1-2-1. 3 means that if, let's say, if you're doing a bicep curl, eccentric is when you're going down, concentric is when you're taking the weight up. 3-1-2-1 is whenever you go down with your eccentric movements, it has to be for 3 seconds. It can't be more than that. If you do it in, like, say, in a split of a second, trust me, you're not going to grow. You're just wasting your time. So whenever you lower your weight, you have to take at least 3 seconds. 1 second is for the time when you have to pause and rest so that you feel your bicep. Again, when you take your weight up, that's the eccentric move, which is where the muscle contraction happens. You have to hold it for 2 seconds, guys. 2 seconds is what I said. And again, the number begins again, 3-1-2-1. So this is exactly how you're going to put time under tension for your muscles to grow. And guys, remember this is something nobody will tell you this, but this actually works with most of the people. This is the backbone of training intensity. Number 3, and this is something that very important, but you guys always ask me that what should be the resting interval. Guys, if your goal is to pack on muscle, which is hypertrophy, you can't be resting for more than 40 to 50 seconds. If you have strength goals, which means you want to be a power lifter or you want to increase your strength, then you may want to look at resting for 60 to 120 seconds. But if you really want to gain those muscles, guys, 20 to 40 to maximum 50 seconds rest between set is what you really have to do. Anything over, you're going to lose that pump. And I'm going to tell you, and I've seen many bodybuilders, I'm talking about Indian bodybuilders, I'm talking about international bodybuilders, if you follow their workout, guys, what they do is, their resting period is so low that before you actually know it, their 3 sets are over. This is surprising, and their intensity is also very high. Every rep that they do, they feel it. Remember that mind to muscle connection, this is exactly you need to master, guys. Mind to muscle connection, time under tension, and the decreased resting period. These are some of the things that will help you increase your intensity. Number 4, I don't know if you've heard of these terms, but these terms are very common, but we really don't apply it. It's called supersets. You got to use supersets, you got to use circuits. Now, what is a superset? The next question would be. Now, superset is nothing but if your split is of a chest and back together. Or what you can do in a superset is you can do one set of incline or let's say a flat bench, and next set you could do like a one arm rowing for back. So one set of chest and one set of back, just 2 exercises put together is a superset. You may want to add that, for your intensity to go up, because what you're doing is that you're allowing your body to kind of take your heart rate up, which means your body is just going to respond. Because what usually happens in strength training, guys, when we train with weights, it's not as high as a cardiovascular session wherein you're consistently running, whether you're sprinting, your heart rate is high. Here, if you were to superset, you're bound to get your heart rate up, and this heart rate once in a while can actually get you the results. It's about bringing variation, which I keep talking about. You got to bring in variation via supersets. Second is the circuit. Now, let's say you don't have an hour to kind of have a whole complete workout. So utilize those days for a circuit workout, which means if you want to do chest and back again, you can probably do the whole workout right from chest and back, 2 body parts, back to back exercises, and do about 4 sets, which means in about 30 to 40 minutes your workout will be done. This is exactly how you should be doing, and this will actually increase your training intensity. But guys, remember, you can't do this every day, because then you lose that. Then it's not variation, then it becomes a standard program. You have to do it like once in 2 weeks or probably once a week, depending on your schedule. Last one, guys, point number 5, which I'm going to share with you, which is something very important for you to training for any training intensity, is the attitude. Whenever you go to the gym, guys, you got to have that attitude that today is the day that I'm going to be bloody cracking the weights and I'm going to be killing it. You can't just go with an attitude, oh, I'm in the gym again, I have to lift weights, and let me get to the tempo right, or let me have my pre-workout. By the time you go from your house or from your work to the gym, probably use some music which can motivate you or which can pep you up. By the time you're in the gym, you have that energy that, what, this is going to be the workout of my life. And trust me, guys, trust me, this will really change the game for you. Then intensity would be a cakewalk for you. All these points that I shared with you guys, it all boils down to one critical component, which is attitude, guys. So I hope you work on the attitude first, and rest the other points will actually fall in place. So I hope this information helps you. I hope these 5 points, which includes your training intensity, let me just summarize it for you. Number 1, for you to increase your training output, you got to lift heavy. Number 2, you got to put your muscle under time under tension. It's called TUT, which means you have to use at least 40 seconds for one set that you do, which 3-1-2-1, the rule that I told you. And number 3, you got to decrease your resting period. Obviously, you can't, ensure that, you can't be a guy that, you're spending, 2 minutes, 3 minutes checking your Instagram post or checking your Facebook status. You can't do that. Number 4, use supersets. You use circuits, to bring in variation into your workout. And number 5 is the attitude. Have a killer attitude, guys, when you hit the gym, that today is going to be the workout of my life. So guys, I hope this information you would utilize. You'll use it somewhere in your workouts. And any one of you who have any questions around this, feel free to reach out to me either on my YouTube, Facebook, or even on my Instagram, and I'll be very happy to guide you how you can increase your training intensity. So until we meet again, peace.